At some point or another, you may have been taught to not trust yourself. If something outlandish occurs in your life, you may have been taught to suppress it, to gaslight yourself, to believing that something did not occur, to basically blocking out certain things. And I can give you an example. So when I was a long time ago, like when I was in high school, my cousin and I went to the park at around 7 p.m. in the neighborhood, and a white van pulled up, and I was like, I don't want to get kidnapped. So we ran away. We ran back home and we're fine. But like, I completely forgot about that. And the more time passed after that event, I was like, oh, like maybe that was just a random white van, like, or maybe that was like a neighbor's car and they were just parking there while I was there with my cousin by myself while I was 14 years old at night. Or maybe like that never happened. Or maybe the white van wasn't actually there. Like, gaslighting myself into being like, there's no way this could actually happen, because if this is true, then like I have no faith in humanity. But then it is true. And then you realize that a lot of the times people do not report events such as, let's say, a white van, because they're in denial that it's true, because like, how could this be true? This is messed up. Like, what if I'm the crazy one? Or yeah, basically they're in denial that it's true, or they assume that someone else is going to do something about it. If you have heard about the bystander effect, it's like when you're in a crowded area, like in a city, for example, and somebody is, let's say their purse is being stolen, and about 100 people witness this robbery, but nobody does anything about it because they're waiting for somebody else to do something about it, or they're assuming that someone else is going to do something about it. So then that person's purse gets robbed, 100 people witnessed it, and no one did anything about it. The only way out of this, if you are the person being robbed, is to point someone out and ask them for help. Like, you in the red shirt, help me. Then the person feels obligated. But most people don't actually do anything when they see something happening, because they're assuming other people are doing something about it, or they're in denial and they're like, there's no way. Because just because you have a pure and innocent heart, just because you have good intentions, though, does not mean everybody around you has good intentions. And it took me so long to learn this. It's really unfortunate, and it's really difficult to read people, because a lot of the times I'll trust someone and get like a good vibe from them, and then later like things just unfold and I'm like, oh, the vibe check lied. Or it could be the opposite, where like I get a bad vibe from someone initially, and then like time passes by and I'm like, you're actually like a really cool person. The whole process of this is to get to know someone over time, and to not make assumptions about someone based on their appearance, based on their personality, based on those external things, because you don't know what's going on inside. You do not know what's going on inside. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone does. I don't care your gender. I don't care your age. I don't care about any of that. I see your actions in front of me. We can't, yes, context is important, but in these situations, such as the white van pulling up, we can't assume that things are okay based on context. So let's say you see like some 30-year-old lady, she seems super chill, driving that white van. Just because she's like, she doesn't match the stereotype of someone who would kidnap someone, does not mean that she's not a kidnapper. Stereotypes are actually an issue because they're leading to more crimes occurring by people who do not match the stereotype, because everyone assumes this person does not match the stereotype. There's no way that they're engaging in this crime. And then you find out they are, but they just don't match the stereotype. And what does this have to do with trusting yourself? Let me circle back to this. Trusting your vision. Trusting your vision of what you see in front of you, and how what you see, you witness something, how does that make you feel internally? You see something, you feel something, and then you respond to the the wisdom, emotions, energy, and motion. These emotions are there to create action, whether you help someone or to run away from danger, such as the white van. You see the white van, you feel scared, you run away. There's observation, feeling, and then action. But here's what happens a lot of the time. We got observation, feeling, and then thinking, gaslighting yourself, inaction. What would that look like in the white van example? You see the white van, you feel scared, but then you gaslight yourself and convince yourself to think like, there's no way I'm getting kidnapped. This is probably just an anomaly. Maybe this is like a family on a road trip. Maybe like this white van is delivering food somewhere. You gaslight yourself. You don't take action. Before you know it, you're kidnapped. You're kidnapped. We need to stop taking out the we need to stop overthinking between emotion and action. This is the destruction of our society. This has led to massive destruction. You see the world, the environment getting destroyed. You feel conflicted. Take action to minimize your waste. But in between those things we get, my actions don't actually make a difference. Or this isn't affecting me. And then the emotion gets voided. The thoughts change the emotion to be something else. Like your thoughts can make your emotions become artificial. That's a whole nother tangent I could go on. You could have an emotion initially through an observation, and then your thoughts, you gaslighting yourself, or just thinking backwards, or just thinking contradictions to your emotions can actually influence your future emotions. And then the original emotion will be diminished, and then that's when a lack of clarity occurs. Getting out of our mind and into our body, into the present moment, because being in the present moment can create a window of opportunity to act in the most aligned way possible within that moment. So the overall message I have of this video is be present. Sounds easier said than done, but observe your surroundings and be aware of how those observations make you feel. And this is where the beautiful part occurs. The third part would be, what's my instinct? Is my instinct to take the action that I'm being called to take? Or is my instinct to think in a different way? And what would happen if you take out the overthinking portion and you just go with the action that aligns with the emotion based on the observation, which was based on pure presence and pure awareness, which is unbiased. The biased part comes in when the thinking begins, unfortunately. And yes, obviously there's a subconscious mind and the bias and unbiased, all of this stuff. But I'm starting to wonder if the subconscious mind exists within the body, or if it's a concept that was created to take us out of the present moment. Like, what would occur if you stopped believing in the subconscious mind? Would you just be more present? I don't know. I actually don't know what I believe about that. I need to do more research on the subconscious mind, but food for thought. If your subconscious mind didn't exist, you would simply be present, observe things, have emotions about them, take action, and you wouldn't blame your emotions on your past. You wouldn't blame your emotions on your past, as long as you're looking through a lens of the present moment. So trust yourself, trust your vision, trust so you got your like actual vision of the 3D reality. Trust it. Like, usually things are what they seem they are. Like, it's pretty straightforward. Things are usually pretty simple. And then trust your emotions. We have this gift of emotions for a reason, and emotion preceded thought. Emotions existed before thought existed. Think about when you're a child, when you're born. You don't necessarily think very much, but you have emotions, and those emotions guide your compass in life. And yeah, emotions, at least emotions that are not influenced by the mind. It's a very tricky subject, but all in all, presence and not giving people the benefit of the doubt, but just Like, we have objective lens, objective reality, right? And then we have an extra lens of benefit of the doubt. And that can prevent us from seeing a lot of things that we need to see in order to protect ourselves and the people around us. So you take off the lens of benefit of the doubt, you just see what there is in your reality. So, yes, trust yourself. Whether this is for, like, avoiding dangerous situations, or this is for navigating your love life, or this is for just, like, exploring the world and going clubbing one night or something random. Just be present. Oh my goodness. Have a great week, guys. This video was a little different, but I think it's important, and I think in first world countries, at least, we are seeing a lot of issues happening under the radar, and in trusting other people too much and not trusting our vision enough. And this is why people who are that's why corrupt people are in power right now, because everyone around them trusts them and may question their own judgment. But if we start just seeing things for what they are, society might be improved in some way. So, yes.